Welcome back to BothEndsOfTheCourt.com. This is our game of the week, November 6th. Last week we had Golden State versus the Clippers. And so let me get that video up, and we're going to talk over the highlights. So here we have Steph Curry blowing on his hand because we have ESPN with terrible video. Okay. So what were some of the things you noticed the first half?
Well, the first half was competitive. I think both halves were competitive. It was a close game all around. First thing I'd like to point out is that my final score prediction was freakishly accurate.
That was pretty impressive.
I just got to say that. Nice block right there. One thing I want to mention. Barnes had a great game. He's not a superstar. He's never going to be a superstar. But he is a perfect fit for this team. He's athletic. He's a good defender. He fits with their switching on defense. He's a great shooter. He's everything they want in a cog kind of player, a rotation guy.
So one thing I noticed there was, why is Curry shooting so many open threes with DeAndre Jordan guarding him? Oh, look at that Kevin Love outlet pass.
So we discussed this at length in our main video.
Watch this. Oh, I'm open.
Okay, so there was a little bit of a moving screen there on Barnes maybe. Chris Paul didn't even try and go over it, however, and DeAndre Jordan was about 10 seconds too slow getting up on him.
I'm not going to go set this guy a screen, so he has to take a harder shot. Why are the Warriors the only ones doing that?
Well, final score 112 to 108. I was close with my 110 to 104 prediction. But both teams looked great. Just a minor tweak to I think Chris Paul had a groin strain, but he was fine. And the game was over. You can't blame it on that, Clippers. But
it was competitive the whole game.
It was.
Like it was like the Warriors would go ahead and the Clippers would come right back, and it was just back and forth. Mm-hmm. And it was a good game. Like it was, I think, the game of the week.
Yeah. No, I thought it was too.
Who was the MVP of that game?
It had to be Stephen Curry. He didn't guard Chris Paul for lots of the game. That was left to.
I think the MVP was the screens Curry got.
Okay. Interestingly, saw a lot of Stephen Curry setting screens, which is a new wrinkle in the offense. They talked during the preseason about, you don't even know what our offense is capable of yet. I'm like, what do you mean we don't know? We just watched you win the championship with that offense. But, they are bringing in new wrinkles now that they've had a full year under Steve Kerr's offensive strategies. They are bringing in new wrinkles. And when Bogut comes back, expect even more new wrinkles. So, they're a scary team.
So, let's talk about this week's game of the week. Who do we have?
All right, we got us some OKC and Washington, two of the great dynamic duos in the NBA going at it.
So what are some of the key matchups that you see this week?
First one that jumps out at me, it's got to be John Wall and Russell Westbrook. In my opinion, the two most athletic point guards in the league going head-to-head. Now that Derrick Rose is unfortunately not the athlete that he used to be, these are the two athletes at the point guard position, hands down.
Right.
They play a similar game. They really do. They're excellent in transition, excellent in the mid-range jump shot, but they live flying to the rim with ridiculous bursts of speed, very acrobatic in the air. They're good finishers, powerful dunkers, especially for the point guard position. They're athletes that happen to play basketball and have gotten really good at it, but I think that they're athletes first.
So how do you think that Durant is going to add to that factor?
Well, this may be the key of the game right here. We saw a game where Westbrook went 1 for 8 in the fourth quarter and Durant only took 2 shots in the fourth quarter and they lost. But we also see games where
90 points.
90 points between the two guys. So, how big of a leash do you put on Westbrook? Will he be this MVP candidate, highly effective player if you try and put a leash on him? I mean, Is it a safe bet to be like, Westbrook, you need to do this and this and this different? How much can you say, go do your thing and we'll live with the mistakes, when you have Kevin Durant on your team and he's not getting as many shots as he probably should? Maybe you do need to try and put a leash on Westbrook. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, OKC has that dynamic where it's not two small people or two big people. It's one of each. And since they're going up against two small people in Washington, they need to get Durant more shots.
Yeah.
He's just going against who? Porter?
Yeah.
What? I mean, Durant should be the full focus on offense for OKC because Westbrook has a lot to work with on defense.
It's true.
And if you're Washington, it's the flip side. You have that matchup where, well, who's going to guard Wall if Westbrook's on Beal and vice versa?
Yeah, there is that. And I kind of expect to see a lot of Beal guarding Russell Westbrook as opposed to Wall guarding him. But that's just a guess. No, it should be a good game. I think that
OKC doesn't have the second person to guard one of those two guys.
No, they don't.
So like Washington needs to get to the guy that's open, and OKC needs to do vice versa. So who is going to win this game?
Washington.
Why?
Look so supportive. I think that Washington is playing better as a team. I think they're a little more balanced.
Okay.
Kevin Durant still has some rust. He's had great games, but he's not the terror that he will be in another month or two.
That's fair.
I just think that as a team, Washington's playing better. The record shows it. I think that Durant and Westbrook's supporting cast, as much credit as they've been receiving, I don't think that... I've talked about this before. Adams, Robertson, Ibaka even, who I know is considered their third legit star, I don't buy it. Cantor, he's Swiss cheese on defense. He's terrible on defense. Absolutely terrible. Ibaka blocks a lot of shots and hits some mid-range pick-and-pop type things, but he doesn't have an inside game. He doesn't add to their dynamic offense. And I know that is one of the things that Scott Brooks was fired for. They did not have a dynamic offense. Well, they still don't have a dynamic offense. This preseason didn't seem to help with that. Washington does.
Well, surprisingly, I think that Ibaka is one of the reasons why OKC will win this game. Because you have Ibaka kind of securing the paint away from Wall and Beal. And so you're going to make them shoot outside shots, which is what you want for athletic point guards. You want them shooting outside shots because it looks awkward. And they're not in there pounding the glass. If Ibaka is there to kind of give them a second look, to be like, wait, yeah, we'll just settle for this mid-range. And then I think that Durant, although he has rust, he has shown this season that he can score.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think Washington has anyone to guard him. I think the only reason why OKC would lose this game would be because Westbrook... I guess that's all I have to say. Westbrook is somehow going to steal the ball away from Durant and make the weirdest plays and allow Washington's two guys to dominate. But if he can play smart and Ibaka can secure the paint, I see Durant giving him enough offense to win this game.
Okay. I don't think so, but we'll see.
So, point predictions, I go OKC. Well, Durant and Westbrook 90, Washington 88.
Okay.
It's going to be close.
I was going to say Washington 101, OKC 96.
Okay. Well, stay tuned in for next week when we reveal what actually happened and reveal our next game of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So in the comment description below, please comment on how we can improve and what games you think should have been the MVP, or who should have been the MVP and what should have been the game of the week.
Okay. So you're taking
I'm taking OKC.
OKC, and your MVP is Durant.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm going with Beal.
Okay. See you next week. I'm Dude LeBron,
Dude, Kobe.
and we're BothEndsOfTheCourt.com.